In the summer of 1974, at the height of the Watergate scandal, a reportedly unstable President Richard Nixon made a chilling claim to reporters. He said he could go back into his office, pick up the telephone, and in 25 minutes, 70 million people would be dead. He was entirely correct. Nixon was describing sole authority, the legal framework governing the United States nuclear arsenal. Decades later, it remains the exact same launch system the country uses today. It was engineered for one specific nightmare, a launch on warning scenario where the Soviet Union attempted to wipe out the US ability to retaliate. A Soviet missile reaches the mainland in 25 minutes, giving the president just a 10-minute window to launch before destruction. To ensure speed, the military removed every bureaucratic obstacle. Sole authority was a feature, not a flaw. Today, the mechanics are largely unchanged. To order a strike, the president selects an attack option, provides the authentication codes on a card known as the biscuit, and uses the communications equipment inside the nuclear football. That order is transmitted immediately to an emergency action team at the Pentagon. There is a common misconception that two-person verification at the Pentagon acts as a check on this power. It does not. That process is purely technical. It verifies that the person giving the order is the president, but it has no power to evaluate the legality of the strike itself. It functions as a rapid response mechanism for an impending apocalypse, but otherwise it strips away every traditional check and balance in the US government. Theoretically, a legal safeguard exists. Under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, officers are only required to obey orders that are lawful. Former Strategic Command Head General Robert Kaler testified before the Senate that an order violating international law, like a strike targeting civilians, is manifestly illegal and can be refused. But the system's design makes that refusal nearly impossible. The process is rigidly automatic, designed specifically to remove human obstacles rather than create them. When the president issues an order, it skips the chain of command, transmitting simultaneously to the Pentagon and directly to the combat crews in their missile silos. This creates a terrifying point of no return. Once crews execute the order, the missiles launch. They cannot be recalled, aborted, or disarmed in flight. Even if a general identifies a first-use order as illegal, the automated speed of the transmission means they cannot interfere. The missiles leave their silos before the military can even begin a conversation about legality. This concentration of power is a global outlier. Most other nuclear-armed nations have built systems that limit any one individual's ability to independently order a launch. In the United Kingdom, responsibility lies with the Prime Minister, but the system is designed to maintain political control through a process that can involve both Parliament and the monarch. China requires two separate independent authorizations. A launch brigade cannot fire unless it receives communications from both the Central Military Commission and the General Staff Division. Contrast that with a U.S. first-use scenario, like a preemptive strike on Iranian nuclear sites. Even when there is ample time to deliberate, there is no legal requirement for the president to consult Congress or the Secretary of Defense. Former Vice President Dick Cheney summarized the reality of the office. The president can launch a devastating attack the world has never seen, and he doesn't have to check with anybody, not the courts and not the Congress. We are attempting to navigate the slow-burning geopolitical powder kegs of today using a hair-trigger mechanism engineered for the Cold War. It grants one human being total power over the end of civilization, leaving us with a system where 25 minutes is all the time the world has left.